Right, lamp or no lamp? Let's go with lamp today. Alright, so it's back in secondary school in my final year, and my classmate is studying really, really hard. He's studying like 3-4 hours a day, not considering school, not considering tuition on top of that. He has like a study group with the other students in class, and they're staying back after school to work and work and work. They're sending questions to each other, they're doing practice papers, and I'm over here studying like 1 hour, maybe 2 hours a day if I feel like it, just to finish the homework so I don't get screamed at. And then come results day, and guess who got the best grade in class? It's actually both of us. We got the same grade. We both got a max score. But think about it, I studied 1 hour a day, he studied 4 hours, but we both produced the same thing. So technically I'm more productive because I produced the same thing in just less time. How did I do this? Because I understood that just because you're working all day doesn't mean you're actually being productive. Like my whole idea / definition of productivity was different. This made me realize that there are people who are lazier than you, who wake up later than you, who are dumber than you, who are still more productive than you. And so here's how. This is a full guide. I've already put all the information in here. You just need to watch from start till end, make it full screen. This will change your view on productivity. And so here are the 3 steps I use to become more productive. Firstly, what even is productivity? To me, productivity just means doing something for future you, also known as delayed gratification. So yes, studying, working, these things are productive. But so is sleeping. So is talking to somebody that you like. So is spending time in nature. So is reading. Why? Because doing those things benefits future you. There is a return on the investment of time. And so imagine one kid who studies all day. He goes to school, he studies the whole day in school, he comes home, he still studies at home, and then at night he has to unwind by playing video games for like 2-3 hours. It's 12, it's 1, it's 2 a.m. He goes to sleep, and now he's messed up his attention span because he just played video games and overstimulated himself. He's stressed because he has to wake up tomorrow and he's not going to get enough sleep, and finally he's sleep deprived. And so he gets a lot of the negatives, but then compare it to a person who just studies in school. They come home, maybe they study 1 hour, 2 hours extra, and then the rest of the day they just spend chilling. They read a book, they spend time in nature, they spend time with their friends, they just get more sleep. And so on exam day, one guy shows up stressed and sleep deprived. He studied more, by the way, and another guy shows up with good mental health. Even though he's studied less, he's actually going to beat the first guy. And so that's the mindset that I keep. When I go to sleep, I'm like, yes, I'm still going to be productive because this is going to help future me. And so I first had to give you the mindset, but let's go into the 3 steps, which is delete, delegate, deep work. These are the actual tactics that made me more productive, and we'll go through each one. Firstly, delete. Delete means eliminating stuff from your life. It comes down to the 80-20 rule, which is 20% of the things that you do give you 80% of the benefits. And I know you've heard that before, but you haven't actually done it properly. Because if you have, you would realize how fucking hard it is. It's not easy. Let me give you an example. Imagine in a class there's one kid, and this kid, he's trying to study really hard to get good grades, but he also wants to be an athlete so he could put it on his like college applications. But he also needs a backup, so he's going to do an instrument as well. He's doing violin, but then he also wants to be famous, so he has a YouTube channel that he's trying to grow at the same time. But he also wants to make money online, so since he's going to make money online, he has to do drop shipping, and so he has a bunch of stuff. So he's constantly switching tasks throughout his day. He can't get deep into one task before he has to switch. His time, his energy is spread thin. He looks metaphorically like this. And then compare it to another kid who is in the same class, but he just has one. He just focuses on getting the good grade because he knows if he gets the perfect grade, it doesn't matter that he didn't do a sport. He can get into any school he wants if he gets a perfect grade. So he looks like this. All his energy and time can just be put into one thing. So that's the difference between being spread thin and being focused. There's this nice quote: "The hunter that tries catching every rabbit catches none, but the hunter that does catch the rabbit just focuses on one." Bars. It rhymes, so it has to be true. But here's the actionable step. This is going to make you realize how fucking hard this is. Draw this for yourself. Draw the circle, label it with time and energy, then draw the little arrows coming out. My general rule is that if it takes up more than 1 hour in your day, you have to draw it as an arrow. So if you play video games for more than 1 hour, that's going to be one of your arrows. If you scroll on social media for more than an hour, it's going to be one of your arrows. And so things that we don't need to count are like sleeping, eating, public transport. These things are like, we assume those things happen. And so right now you might think, oh yeah, I have 3, maybe 4, but if you actually write it down, you realize you probably have like 6, 8, 10. And that's why you feel like you're making no progress, because you're going nowhere slowly. Once you've written it all down, the hard part is removing the things that you don't care about until you're left with 2, maybe 3 maximum. You need to sacrifice for the thing you want. If not, the thing you want becomes the thing you sacrifice. So for me, I chose 3: YouTube, school, fitness, and that's it. That's what I've been focusing on for the past year. And the way that I do it is like I grow one and I maintain the other 2. So I'm growing YouTube right now and then maintaining school and fitness, meaning I'm not trying to get my grade any better. It's already pretty good. I'm not trying to gain any more muscle. I'm just trying to maintain the muscle that I have right now. That's it. And so I grow one instead of trying to grow all of them. Because if you try growing everything, that's a great way to guarantee that you grow nothing. The way that I like to think about it is like, imagine you have a bottle with a finite amount of water, and then you have a bunch of plants, like 100 different pots of plants. You only have this much water. If you have 100 plants and you drop a little bit into each one, like literally just a drop of water into each of the 100 pots, that's not enough for them to grow. All the pots will die. What I would rather do is let 99 of them die, have one pot that I actually care about, and just put as much water as possible to make that one grow. So you can either let one grow and the rest die, or you have everything die. You have to prioritize. Number 2, delegate. Delegate means giving things to other people. So after eliminating a bunch of tasks, we are left with the 2 or 3 that are the main ones, right? So you ask yourself, can I give this to somebody else? So for YouTube, I thought, okay, what are the most important tasks when it comes to YouTube? Writing, recording, editing, right? Those are the 3 things. Can I give this to somebody else? Well, yes, I can get an editor to do it for me. And so for me, I can't edit. And of course, I could go on YouTube and just search how to edit, but that would waste a lot of time when I could just get somebody who's 1, already good at editing, 2, he's going to be more efficient than me, 3, he actually likes editing unlike me, and 4, he's another person. And this last point might be a bit weird, but what do you mean he's another person? Like, I'm aware. I don't think you cloned yourself, Ruff. But the thing is, because he's another person, I don't have 24 hours a day anymore. I have 48. And so another YouTuber could be working 24 hours a day, not eating, not leaving the house, just shitting in his pants, like at his desk, not getting any sunlight, just constantly working. He still can't beat me. Why? Because he only has 24 hours a day. Even if he maximizes all 24, I have 48. And sure, maybe you can beat me and my editor, okay, but you can't beat me and a team of 10 editors, and that's how you win in the long run. So for example, that's me on a small scale with a small team. But if you scale this up, you have something like Amazon, where Jeff Bezos has 1.5 million employees or something. Like in 2021, Amazon employed around 1.6 million people. And so he has millions of hours a day, and that's why he runs the biggest company. Like, do you think Jeff Bezos can sell? Well, it doesn't really matter if he can sell, because he can get a master salesman who can just sell the thing for him. Do you think he can't, package a box and then put the tape over it? Of course he can. But why would he do that when he can get someone else to do it for him? And so that's the power of delegating tasks. You get somebody who's better than you at the thing that you're not good at, so that you can focus on the work that you are good at. Number 3, deep work. So we started off with a bunch of tasks, we deleted a bunch of them, then with the remaining ones, we're like, okay, this one, you can do it, this one, you can do it. Then with the remaining important tasks that only you can do, we're gonna do deep work. So for example, for me, writing, recording, editing, right? Editing I gave to somebody else, but I have to write the thing, I have to actually record the thing. No one else can really be in front of the camera, I can't give this to somebody else, so that's what I'm gonna spend my deep work doing. And so the question that you can ask yourself is, if I only had 2 hours a week to actually make progress in this task, what would I do? If you only had 2 hours a week to work on school, what would you do? If you only had 2 hours a week to work on YouTube, what would you do? This shrinks the time, and when you shrink the time, you actually focus on what's important. Because I wouldn't say reply to the YouTube comments. I wouldn't say make a new banner or profile picture. I would just write for 1 hour and record for 1 hour, send it off to my editor, and he'll do the rest. Or if it comes to studying, I'm not going to say highlight the textbook. I'm not going to say form a cute study group, because organizing a group already takes more than 2 hours of texting back and forth. I would just say active recall, meaning I just read the textbook and put information in my brain. Then I do a practice paper to get the information out and actually apply the thing I've learned. So that's something you can do as well. Ask yourself that question, write down the answer, and then during your deep work, that's what you focus on. So during my deep work today, right now it is 12 p.m. in the afternoon. So I'm just doing writing, which I just did in the morning, and then I'm just going to record this video, and that's all my deep work. So that's how I find the task. But when I actually sit down to work, I do something that's a bit unconventional. I imagine, like, you know how you're in school and you forget about an assignment, and then the day before the assignment is due, your friend reminds you, or you just suddenly remember, and you're like, oh shit, I haven't finished that. You suddenly grow like 2 extra arms out of your body, like your Ben 10. You have like 50 different tabs open, just trying to reference everything possible, getting the work done. You're working really hard. I thought, okay, if that proves to me that I can actually work hard, and it proves to yourself that you can work hard, right? And so instead of doing that once a semester when I remember, oh yeah, I have to do that homework, why don't I just do that every single time? Why don't I just work hard every single time I work? Why don't I just get more done? And so what I do is I just set an artificial deadline for myself to simulate that experience. The difference is when you're actually having a deadline tomorrow, like a real one for school, you're stressed because it's actually approaching. You might lose some sleep, so you're going to experience sleep deprivation. And 3, because you're in this mode, you're not going to produce the best work, right? But for me, since I know that this deadline is a fake one, the one that I've just made for myself, I say, okay, I'm going to do this video that I'm recording right now in 30 minutes. I get the boost of productivity because I decrease the time, and when I decrease the time, I increase my work rate, but I don't get the negative benefits of like, oh no, but if I don't finish it, I'm gonna fail, because there is no failing, right? Because this is a fake deadline. I just did it for myself. It's not real. So I get the benefits without the negatives because I know it's not an actual deadline. It's just something I've set for myself. And so this is like one of the weirdest skills, like very specific skills that no one really talks about. The skill of being able to set yourself your own deadlines that are accurate. So a lot of the times we set deadlines, but they're not accurate at all. You actually finish a task in 2 hours, but you give yourself like 3. If you shrink it a little bit more, you realize that you can still finish the task. You just didn't push yourself. And so this is what the deadline is for. You push yourself. And then when actually sitting down to work, sometimes we feel a bit of apprehension. This is something you probably felt, where when you sit down, you might not consciously think of this, but your brain conjures up the image of the height of the discomfort. If you sit down to do a math paper, your brain doesn't think about you solving the questions really nicely. Your brain thinks of being stumped by question 17 because it's really hard and you don't know the concept. When you go to the gym and you start lifting at the bench, you don't imagine finishing the rep. You imagine like the height of the discomfort. You imagine pushing the bar and it really, really hurts and your muscles are sore. But really, that's just the height of it. We're over here. We haven't even started yet. And so since we're here imagining the height of it, it makes it really hard to start. So instead of imagining that, I just think, okay, fuck question 17, let's just start with question 1. And so that builds the momentum up and up and up and up. So when I do reach the height of the discomfort, it's not even that bad because I've already built up to it. And so I think that's what stops most people from doing deep work. And so by definition, deep work will be hard. It will be difficult to get into, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. Don't wait for perfect conditions to start, because starting is the perfect condition. Alex Hormozi. So to conclude, step 1, draw the arrows and don't bullshit yourself. Don't lie and be like, yeah, I'm not going to put video games because it's not even that bad. And then you look at your screen time and you have like 7 hours on Clash Royale or something. If you actually spend time doing it, you have to write it. You have to clarify to yourself, like, okay, this is where my time is actually going. And so once you know where your time is going, you can start managing it. Which is step 2, you remove the things that you don't care about, the things that are taking away progress. Now you're left with 2 or 3 things that are actually important to you. Step 3, you delegate some of it. You give it to somebody else, someone who's better than you at the thing. Step 4, with whatever is remaining, you do it during your deep work. And so you probably clicked on this video thinking, what can I add to my life? Is he going to tell me some tactics that I can use to be more productive? But really, the question I want you to ask yourself is, what can I remove from my life? What can I get rid of from my life? If productivity means working, you can only work for 2-3 hours a day maximum before you get tired. But if productivity means doing something for future you, then you can be productive 24/7. Like this morning, I woke up early. I started doing, writing this video. That's productive. Now I'm recording the video. That's also productive. In the afternoon, I'm going to be doing some physical activity, probably gym. Also productive. Then I'm going to watch a podcast. Gonna probably watch some long form content. That's what I do in the late afternoon. Still productive. I'm still learning. And then later on at night, I have a guest call booked in my private community with this guy called Maxwell. He's like a YouTuber as well. He's like 70, 80k subscribers or something. And that's kind of a nice mix between socialization, because I'm on a call with all the boys in my community, plus him. It's also business, because it is my business. And also it's education, because we're learning. I'm interviewing him, asking him questions, and I'm gonna figure out how his brain works. So those are 3 things. Really productive. And then after my calls, I just do some shallow tasks, like upload a video if I need to, spend some time replying to the people in my free community in Team Ruff. That's pretty much it. I go to sleep. And so that's my 100% productive day today. Was it 100% working? No, but it was 100% productive, meaning when I wasn't working, I was still doing productive things. I was still benefiting future me. If you change your definition of productivity, you can actually have a 100% productive day. And when you do that, not only do you get more stuff done, but when you do it consistently over weeks and months, which will take time, what happens is you actually start enjoying that day more than your normal indulgent day. And when that happens, not only do you get more done, but you're more fulfilled whilst doing it. Take action. Yeah. I need to turn this down. Like, it's been shining in my face this whole time. Just didn't bother to bring the light down because I don't know. I was really in the mood. But yeah, if you like my advice and you want more, go click the first link in the description. That's Ruff Club, my private community. I really wowed you with this video about productivity. This is like 1% of the productivity course. The productivity course is a full 7-hour course that I spent really long doing. These are some reviews. If not, that's completely fine, because I also have a free community that's linked below the link of the paid one. So yeah, go do your actual steps. I think that's really important. Go do the actual things I said to do. If not, this video did not help you. Okay, by the time like the red bar at the bottom of the screen reaches the end, I can't help you anymore. Go be productive. Go draw like the circle. Start organizing your life, because once you actually figure out where your time is going, then you can start being productive. Give me a kiss.